Had a pretty nice time with Dad getting to Oregon. We had one little thing that happened, and it brought a pretty big epiphany for me. And remember, I'm 43 years old at the time, and so we're driving along and just chit-chatting about this, that, and the other thing. And I thought it would be okay to say, you know, Dad, I think I was raised differently than the boys. And that was a big mistake, my dad. So it looked like a steam engine pouring out of his ears. He just got all red. He was so mad that engine was puffing smoke. And I just let him go until he exhausted himself with how angry he was. But during that, I was able to experience the fact that during my childhood, when he got angry or Mom got angry, everything that I got pushed down inside. In other words, I wasn't free to express my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings. And here I am, 43, trying to do that again, and look at the reaction I get. Well, I was able to soothe him and, whittle my way out of that okay. But it was really an epiphany for me that this is the first time in, 35 years that I've expressed myself, but I really didn't realize I was going to get that kind of a reaction. And I also realized that his way of taking care of everybody was, and remember, there were 8 children in the family, so dealing with all those personalities and all those thoughts and feelings from all those people, I think probably was an impossible task. My mother wasn't equipped for that. I don't think Dad, he had his work and he was trying to feed everybody. So his old world Italian way was his way. And it was patriarchal, so it was his way or the highway. And of course, we had no place to go. I tried to run away at 3.5. That story is at the beginning. But, they found me and retrieved me back. In 95, I had been exploring and doing that sort of thing. And looking around at different places and just doing the things I love to do, see what there is, what kind of industries and all that sort of thing. Well, I'm driving from Pendleton down into middle of southern Oregon. By March, early in March, I'm running out of money. And in fact, I had signed on with a temporary company, did not really want to head to Washington just yet. A little bit more time, please. But I was writing my last check, and there was $6 left in the account. And I remember going, oh, now would be a really good time for you to send me a job. And within half an hour that day, I get a call from the agency, and they said, we have a really good job for you with the utility. Would you be interested? And I said, sure. And they said, well, go at such and such a time and check it out. They'll be, looking for you to do the paperwork. And I was just getting ready to leave, and I got a call back from the agency, and they said, we have a much better job for you. And so that set me up. That job that they had set me up. It was a 6-week job, lots and lots of overtime. It was nonstop. There was no breaks. And I set aside enough money to live for 6 months. Anyhow, when I met a fellow in that time that worked for the company that I was working for in the field office, and he was getting ready to go to New York, asked me if I'd want a house sit for him while I was gone. And so I said sure, went off, and there we go. While he's showing me around, he's got a 3-foot parrot, 3 feet tall. He's got a 6-foot tall cage, 6 feet long, 8 feet tall, and it's massive big cage. And he says, okay, now when it's time for Oscar to get in his cage, because he just runs around all day, the food's in there and whatnot, and so in his cage, so he's fine to be around. So anyhow, he's showing me the ropes, and I said, fine. So the first night I'm there, house sitting, I get out the stick that he showed me how to tap and say hut, hut, or hut, hut, Oscar, and he hops on the stick, and you put him in the cage. I don't know if I can tell the story. Well, I did. I went, hut, 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 Oscar, and he hopped on, and I've got one hand on that, and I try to lift it, and I can't, and it's weaving, and now I'm holding it with both hands. He's so big, and all of a sudden, he flies off straight into the window, knocks himself out. His leg, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. His leg gets tangled up in the blind, puller, and I'm laughing so hard that I'm trying to get him up, get him untangled, and get him into his cage. Yeah, and I'm just in hysterics. I'm like, well, we can't do that. Well, when Oscar came to, he avoided me like the plague. But I did open the cage. He would get out and go. He'd go kind of where I wasn't. And then when I'd say, hut, hut, Oscar, he'd just come back to the cage anyhow. So that was one of my fun stories. It was also during that time when I got a call from Wyoming. And I will tell you that story in the next video. Thanks for watching. I love you so much, and I appreciate that you come in and join me for these little adventures that I go on. If you feel like you can do it, then hit like, subscribe, and share, and it gets the information out to more people, and that helps my channel to grow. And I'm all about us being way more than we think we are, and that means you too. You're my family of light. I love you this much. These arms go all around you in an energetic hug. Until I see you again, be well, stay safe, be happy, and know that you're way more than you think you are. See you in the next story.